Hello everybody. Several years ago, I took my motorcycle out to far western Nepal, and I stayed at one of my friend's house for the night. And when I traveled in Nepal, I would often carry a backpack, and sometimes I would have some snacks in my backpack like cookies or some sort of biscuits, just in case while traveling, if I got hungry, I could go and I could stop and eat these biscuits. Well, I visited my friend's house and stayed there overnight, and the next day we were going to go about 4 to 5 hours to more of a remote area, and we're going to be there for several days, and then we're going to come back to my friend's house, and I was going to continue heading to Kathmandu, back to Kathmandu. So I decided I'm going to leave some of my stuff at my friend's house, some dirty pairs of clothes in my backpack, and only take the bare necessities, which would be a change of clothes and take a smaller bag. So I did that. I left my backpack at my friend's house, and we went to this remote area for several days. At the end of the several days, we came back to my friend's house, and we were a little bit late, so I could not stay at my friend's house. So on the way back, I just grabbed my backpack, threw everything back in there, put the backpack on, and took my motorcycle and continued the long 12-hour journey back to Kathmandu, the capital city. My goal was to at least make it halfway and then continue the rest of the way the next day. So I was in a little bit of a hurry, so I just grabbed my backpack and left. About 1 hour after I left my friend's house, I'm there driving my motorcycle and enjoying it. You know, it's hot. It was a hot day, and the breeze was just floating by, and I'm enjoying the scenery. When I felt something on my arm, it felt like a bite, like a small pinch. Oh, what is that? Just kind of brushed it. I'm there driving, enjoying the scenery, and then again I felt it on this arm. And I looked down and I saw my arm was starting to get covered in small red welts. And I said, oh, something is biting me. And I looked and I saw my arm was covered in ants. Actually, my other arm was also covered in ants. And then I looked and realized the ants were all over my body, inside my shirt, inside my pants. I had a problem. So I stopped there along the highway, the only highway that goes through Nepal, east to west highway, and I stopped, and boy, I had to get rid of these ants. They were biting and it was painful. So I quickly took off my shirt. Didn't matter, I was on a highway and buses were going past and everybody's looking at it and wondering, what is this white person doing taking off his shirt? But that was I didn't care. Modesty at that point was not an issue. The issue was I had to get rid of these ants. So I took off my shirt, and it was rainy season. And in Nepal, the highway is built up a little bit higher. And there beside the highway, there's like a ditch, it dropped down. And because it had been raining so much, there were pools of water along the road, along the highway. And I said, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to jump from the road into one of these pools of water and swim and hopefully wash these ants off. So I'm up on the highway and I'm about ready to jump off into this pool of water. And I go and I'm all ready to jump, and I'm just about ready to jump, and something just doesn't quite, I just can't jump. And I look at that water, and I see in that pool of water, I see two nostrils looking back at me. So what in the world? Two nostrils, and those two nostrils belong to a water buffalo. This pool of water was that deep that it covered over a water buffalo. And then after a while, his head came up, and I realized if I would have jumped, I would have jumped right on top of that water buffalo. Well, it's a good thing I didn't jump. You know, that day I had a problem, and my snacks that I'd kept in my backpack had attracted these ants. You know, that was the last day. That was the last time I brought snacks along on the journey to far western Nepal. Life is an adventure. You never know what'll happen next. God bless.